Hello and welcome back to D&D with High School Students Season 5. We are here, but not with the whole crew, because a kitty cat is not here. So the other three shall endeavor to figure out what to do in the absence of their Lark Othello. In case you've just tuned into this episode, this is a game where high school students play D&D and an old man tells stories. So to my left, I have Harris and Josh. Harris, who are you playing?
I'm playing Florian Meadow. He's a satyr monk who's, he's definitely there.
He is.
I play Ahkum, the Leonin totem barbarian, who's a little too big for his own good.
Valid. All right, and across the table, we have on the lonely side of things, it's just Ellen. Ellen, who are you playing?
All this space. Hi, I'm Ellen. I'm playing Winifred Birch, the Satyr grave cleric who might have started the apocalypse. And just so you know, Ahkum is a warrior cat.
No.
He is. It's very important you know this.
Combining the cat time and the Ellen time to give us great information about Ahkum.
Precisely.
I
How do you
don't
feel
know what
about
you're
that?
talking about.
Warrior cats.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Great book series.
I think
Never read it.
your tribe has yet to be named.
No, we named him.
But, oh, did you?
I think so.
What's their name?
It was Razor Claw.
That's a warrior cat's name.
No, is it?
It is.
I'm not.
That's a
I'm
warrior
not
cat.
Is it
sure.
Razor Mane or Razor Claw?
Razor Mane?
I think it was Razor
Man.
That's a warrior cat.
Ellen, my sister has like all the books lined up in a gradient on her shelf.
Great. Are they different colors?
There's a thing where like the book spines make a big art piece.
I've never read them, but you definitely
I've never
should.
read them.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, you know what? Instead of me recapping everything, I'm going to put that on you. So eeny, meeny, miny, Ellen. Ellen, recap how you ended the last session. You guys had saved Neurostema. You decided to go back towards the mountains west of the port city, and you made it through the grasslands, and you made your way back to the edge of the forest.
Yeah.
But then what?
All right, so I'm going to do this in Winny voice because I think that's funny. All right, so basically we were walking for a while and then we made camp. And everyone had these rings that they started tuning to. So Florian started floating and Ahkum started throwing dirt around and Lark was eating oil and then breathing fire. And then I had this like weird marble thing, right? And so then I activated it kind of, and now I can do necromancy. But then both the sun and the moon got eclipsed. And there's like this big weird thing coming at me, and there's someone telling me to wake up all the time, although I think I'm awake. And we kind of just like left with like darkness coming towards me menacingly. I think that covers it. I don't know.
We killed this weird thing.
Oh yeah, and then I made a dance. There was like a weird bird.
The Periton, right?
Yeah, a Periton.
You made breakfast run away.
I made breakfast run away.
It's crawl away.
And the apocalypse
Bounce.
might be going on. I don't know.
But there was something that you heard, a whisper that you heard. Wasn't there?
Well, there's someone telling me to wake up, although I think I'm already awake.
A whisperer too.
I think I'm fine.
You see a dark shadow flying towards you from an eclipsed sunrise.
Can I make a religion check?
Yes.
Very cool. It's a very sexy 3. that I just got right there.
You're fairly certain that it's the apocalypse.
Oh, shit.
What are you guys doing?
We're unconscious.
Is it?
Yeah,
is it night
they can't
now?
wake up.
What's happening?
We were unconscious.
I think we were sleeping.
What are you thinking about?
Oh,
Dirt, rocks.
flowers. We're simple-minded folk here.
Yeah.
Okay. The dark shadow's still coming towards you. None of your compatriots
Can I
can
make
wake
a
up.
perception check for like to see what it looks like vaguely? Because like this could be dark shadow living creature, or dark shadow a big cloud. Like
It has a shape like a flying thing.
like a bird,
No, like bigger than that.
like a
It-
dragon.
Based on the distance it is away from you, it must be fairly large.
Is that large as in creature type large, or large as in that's a big old thing?
No, I would say like
Okay.
a big old thing. Like, you know, if I was going to equate it to a creature type, I would say perhaps colossal.
Not creature type big old thing?
No, creature type colossal.
Damn.
I'm consulting the books. They don't have much for me. I already used my sending to Sabella.
Hit the books.
I'm gonna look back at the marble in my hand. Is there still like that little thing in it?
Yes, it's swirling dark smoke inside of the marble.
So am I like So am I like asleep right now? Is this like a dream? Or
The marble starts, the smoke inside the marble starts to actually like stop swirling, and it sort of takes a form.
oh, hi.
And inside the marble, you could see like the swirling smoky thing take a form of like a long body with wings that are flapping.
So is that what's over there?
And the swirling smoke thing kind of turns in that direction.
Okay. So it's a dragon, right? Orb of something?
The shape inside disperses and returns to just swirling smoke.
All right, well, that's not very helpful.
Eats the orb.
I'm not going to eat the orb.
It's tasty though. It's liquid flavored.
Actually, I'm going to go over to Ahkum. I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration on him. Try to wake him up.
Is that a verbal and somatic component?
I'm going to check that. I'm pretty sure it is. If I can remember.
Yes, it is verbal and somatic.
Verbal and somatic.
As you begin to invoke this prayer that you know,
Yeah.
the words that you say coming out, even though you're thinking about the words that you've used many times, the words that come out of your mouth are not in your own language.
What language are they in?
You don't know this language. You could hear that it's a different language. You are lucid enough to understand that the words coming out of your mouth are not words that you understand in your brain.
Okay.
And your hands are making all the right motions for the restoration, but the words aren't the same.
Alan, what's the hand motions for Lesser Restoration?
I'm just hitting Ahkum and going, yay, wake up, please.
Ahkum, make a percentile roll.
Oh god.
Did it sound like any particular dialect? Because like, if I, Ellen, hear German, I know it's German, I just don't understand what they're saying.
It does not sound like a language that you've heard.
Okay, like
on
not
this
even in like a language
continent.
group.
66.
It's pretty close to the funny number.
You have your spell and your poking of Ahkum have no impact. You glance over your shoulder and you see that the large shadowy shape is getting closer. You estimate now it's probably reached like the shore, like where Narrowstama was.
Okay.
And it is like getting larger as it gets closer.
How close are we to like the edge of the forest? Are we pretty much?
Oh yeah,
on
you're
it?
like right there. Remember you found your old
Yeah.
campsite.
We're like right there.
How heavy's Florian? At least.
Not.
Not very heavy.
He's pretty light.
How much you weigh?
Fuck. I don't know. Do I have it written down? I hope I have it written down, because I mean, otherwise that's
22 pounds.
definitely not
He
bad.
weighs 100 pounds.
Yeah, he's like 114.
Okay.
He's small.
How do you determine carrying capacity again?
It's like
What's your strength?
8.
Okay, you want to try to pick him up?
I want to try to pick Florian up and at least try
You
to
pick him
cover-
up super easily, like almost too easily, like he weighs about like what a feather would weigh. You pick him up and you can hold him in one finger, like balancing on your finger. He weighs almost nothing.
Winny's strong.
And then for a second you're like, oh, that's weird. And when you let go, he just stays floating in the air.
Oh, right, it's Florian. Okay. I'm gonna like tap him, like send him like in the direction of the forest,
He just
so that he's like
slow floats and gets-
covered
like-
by the
he
trees.
kind of like goes in 10 feet and then like stops at a tree.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
his momentum
Great.
stops.
I'm gonna.
Lark is also sleeping,
Yeah.
and Ahkum is sleeping.
I'm gonna very like stupidly try to attempt to do the same thing with Ahkum, thinking, oh, maybe it's a dream.
You go to pull, but
Yeah.
Ahkum somehow weighs more, and more peculiarly, you notice that like even when you pull him from his arm and like his shoulder kind of comes up from the ground, you see something behind him.
Like, what do you mean?
Like you turn to look, you see the ground, like the dirt that he was laying in, is like suctioning to him somehow, like almost magnetically, and then it pulls him back to the ground.
Ahkum is covered in ferrofluid.
It's fine. I'm gonna like try to cover Ahkum with dirt. I'm trying to essentially hide people because if they're all unconscious, there's a big bird.
All right, time is going pretty quickly. You kind of glance over your shoulder. That thing's made land. It's on its way.
Throw Lark into the fire.
Throw Lark into the fire. I'm pretty sure I could drag Lark.
You go to pull Lark up.
Yeah.
Make a Constitution saving.
Okay.
A natural 20.
Okay, you don't take any damage, but you grab Lark and your hands are like it's like grabbing a hot iron that's been sitting in the fire. Lark is not like burning, just to be clear. But when you make contact with Lark, it's like touching a hot iron.
You know what? There's a dragon. I think they'll be fine. Can I see like the shape of this thing better now as it's getting closer?
Yeah. You see the wings, enormous in size. But as it's flying, you see now like that it's not so much that it looks like a dragon's body with like a tail.
Yeah.
You see other limbs. You see like two almost like arms and hands like going forward.
Like a whole person?
And you see legs dangling down. And you do see like a smaller tail flapping in the background. And it's flying towards you.
What the fuck?
Hey, we're asleep. We're chilling.
You still can't make out like details or color or anything like that, but this massive thing is flying towards you.
Shit. Okay. I think Winnie's gonna kind of go over to where, like, the edge of the forest, looking at this thing. I don't think level 6 can do a lot about this. I think
sure
I'm gonna.
You can. Fight it.
I'm gonna pray. Yeah.
Eat the orb.
I'm not gonna eat the orb.
Eat the orb.
I'm not.
What could go
It
wrong?
always works.
I'm not gonna eat the orb.
But then you're attuning to it.
I think I'm already attuned to it at this point.
No, you're attuned to it more. It's inside of you.
I think Winnie is just going to, at this point, kind of hunker down by like the very edge of the forest and pray for safety. I think at this point.
Okay. You sit in prayer.
Yeah.
What are you praying for? Safety.
To wake up if this is a dream.
Okay. You wake up.
Oh.
You wake up.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's sleeping.
Yeah.
You look out to the horizon and you just see the normal sunrise.
There's still a giant flying thing, right?
I'm gonna look down at the orb. Is it still like?
No, it's just clear. I mean, not clear, like solid.
That wasn't very nice. Okay. All right. Oh shit! It was my turn to watch. Nothing's been stolen, right? From
No.
camp?
You look over at Florian's like missing an arm.
Where'd it go?
Everyone seems to be like sleeping normally.
Okay. Can I roll like a something check on like the shape of that flying thing? Like, I don't know what that would be.
I mean, as it got closer in that vision, it was could be described as humanoid, like in the sense of having arms, legs, torso, head, but a humanoid with wings and with some kind of tail.
How many legs does it have? Because you sort of
2.
like, okay.
It's like a guy, but with wings and a tail.
A guy.
Just a dude, a big dude.
Right.
A giant lad, if you will.
A massive boy. Or or girl,
Who's to say?
or non-binary. I'm not gonna judge the death god here.
Does Ahkum have a tail?
Yes.
Okay, so like you're familiar with creatures who have a tail, like in that fashion.
Winny has a little tail. She's got a little deer tail.
So to be clear, not like a dragon tail where it like goes endlessly beyond. You know what I mean? This is a tail that like befits a humanoid, but granted, very much more scaled up in size. So that was your dream
Great.
or vision.
Dream. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yep.
I think Winnie was last watch.
Yeah, I was last watch.
Yep.
So I think I'm just gonna stay up for the rest of my watch
Okay.
and contemplate.
The rest of your watch is uneventful. You contemplate, and shortly thereafter, the sounds of, birds and creatures start to make noise, and the rest of you guys kind of start to wake up gradually.
Wow, I'm feeling great. I'm sure nothing bad happened.
You see no corpse of a winged deer creature.
I'm gonna roll to see if Florian remembers that.
Where is breakfast?
Oh, hell no. Huh?
Where did breakfast go?
Wait, huh?
It was right here.
What's the huh?
The breakfast, the creature that fought us like.
Oh, you have survival.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a survival check. No?
That one.
Not going to work?
Josh.
Breakfast is
Josh,
gone. There's scuff marks in the dirt,
look at
but
this.
you're focused on breakfast not being there.
Breakfast had to go for bed.
How? I killed it.
Oh. No.
Vermont distinctly ate the eyes
The
of breakfast.
bird!
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Oh, you had a Florian moment. Yeah, so
That makes no
really
sense.
funny. Okay, so while I was on my watch, I was playing around with the orb, right?
Okay. Is breakfast in the orb?
No, I was like looking at the orb, and then breakfast started looking at the orb too. Like it came alive again. And then I was like, oh, wow, that's so terrified, actually. And then I made him do a little dance. I made her do a little dance, and then she flew away again. Well, stumbled away
Was
again.
breakfast its name, or were we gonna eat it?
I think we're just calling it breakfast.
Were we gonna eat it?
I mean, I think Ahkum was.
All right.
I don't eat meat all that often. It's kind of hard with the goat teeth.
I eat anything.
That's fair.
Paintings,
Metal's good.
metal's good.
Wood's good.
Wood's fine.
Meat's not that good. Ahkum, I'm sorry. We can get you a new breakfast.
Yeah, let's go. We're just by the forest. We
New
can grab stuff.
breakfast, yeah.
Hopefully it's not a rock.
Rocks are good too,
I
actually.
can't eat rocks.
He can't
Or
eat
wood.
those.
I've never tried to eat a
We have
painting.
the
Paintings are pretty good. They're
Never.
like, paintings
Are
great.
Are they?
Paintings
Do
are
they
great.
taste like what's on them?
No.
No?
They taste
I
like.
thought that was the point of paintings.
I did too when I tried it, but no, they taste pretty similar. It's hard to. So, it tastes like paper, right?
Oh.
'Cause
I've never
but
had that.
Well, papers can
Paper's
be good.
great.
Paper's good,
It's
actually.
really good paper. You see,
Ooh.
Um,
How come you've never eaten paper?
No.
paper's great.
I'm gonna have like a little notebook. I'm gonna share a piece out. This could be breakfast. There you go. You have to chew it. You have to chew it. It's a little pasty. You might need some water.
This is awful.
No,
Oh,
it's
that's
this,
the other thing.
Huh?
There was on the paintings. There was this the paint, which each the different colors had like different flavors. It wasn't of what was on the painting.
Oh.
It tastes things though.
Oh.
It was a long time ago. I don't remember very well, but it was great.
All right.
I don't like paper.
No?
No.
Well, maybe you like it with paint.
That's true.
Maybe.
It tastes
Maybe. Next time we share painting, I'll have to eat
we
it.
can eat it. Yeah.
We'll share it.
Do you cut it with like a fork and a knife? Or do
Oh,
you
You
just,
just you go ahead and tear at it.
Well, so they were in like
do you eat
glass.
the frame?
Yes.
Oh,
They were in like glass cases.
Oh, did you eat the glass?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I put the glass down because glass is kind of sharp,
Yeah, it doesn't.
and
taste
I
so
just.
good.
I just ate it like that off the wall, and then no one noticed me because I was like this tall.
Oh, you're little.
I was very small,
Oh.
I think. Everyone looked way bigger back
mean-
then, so I think I was smaller. Either I was smaller or everyone was way bigger.
You guys are still pretty small.
I was smaller.
I'm normal height for a satyr. I'm just a little
You're,
short.
you're a little small.
Just a little bit.
I'm just gonna bend over halfway. A little small.
You're too big. Be shorter.
I'm sorry.
No, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Sorry.
No, you're
So
fine.
we're gonna go to mountains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, mountains to go find the wizard.
Wizard.
The old
Bill's
guy.
boyfriend?
Because he knows
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
He knows something about the dragon.
We need, okay.
No, he does the banishment thing and puts him to
No,
sleep.
I know, but doesn't he also know something about
Yeah,
Does
he
he?
like banished the dragon. Although banishment of dragons aside, we need to get those two back together.
We do.
We do.
Unless if they want to.
If they want to, but I was like, oh, is that your boyfriend? She was like, no. But I was like, you have a crush on him, so, you know.
Yeah.
I think we gotta go over there.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
now-
hungry.
That's fine.
I'm hungry.
That's Ahkum. Who's hungry?
What?
Never mind.
As you guys are discussing this, you hear some shuffling in the woods, and
Who's there?
Vermont emerges.
Ah!
3 of his 4 hands are carrying rabbits,
Oh.
and they're dead. The heads have been bitten off already.
I'm gonna go over and
He comes forward with them, and he's like, "Ah, thank you." And he throws one to you, and he throws one to you, and he throws one to you,
Huh?
and then he looks at Lark and he goes, "Ah." With 4 arms. 4 arms go up like this. "Ah."
Is Lark asleep still?
Lark is rousing. Yeah, Lark's like waking up and like yawning and kind of
Mark,
looking
do
at
you
the
want any
ring.
paper?
No,
All right.
No.
I have paper if you want some.
Lark's.
Florian, do you want paper?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna like give Vermont some like affirmative like head pat or ear scratch or something, then just
Vermont.
one bite rabbit.
Do you want paper? Paper. I would have taken you eat it.
Vermont
Yeah.
takes a paper, sniffs it, takes a bite out of it, spits it out,
Oh.
puts the paper down.
All right.
You know,
it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone.
I forget that most people don't have the goat brain where it's like, oh, I can eat that.
I like eating stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, can you like eat anything?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like even this rock here?
Well,
Eh.
I don't like eating rocks.
No.
No. I mean, I tried, but they're not that good.
I've heard some birds eat rocks.
Yeah.
Or birds. Like that bird there, you're gonna throw the rock at the bird.
The bird flies away.
Oh.
I don't think that's what birds eat rocks.
No?
No.
Alright.
No.
He's gonna take a big old whiff in through his nose and try to smell if there's anything that smells edible around.
It smells like there's a lot of things in the forest, like possible, things that you could hunt. You know that there are streams too, so
Yeah.
if you wanted to try to fish,
Yeah, we
you
crossed the
could do that.
river right before we got here, right?
All right.
I think we have to go back over that.
Wasn't
We
there
should-
like a weird bird?
There was a
Yeah,
weird
it
bird.
did it talk?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
No,
I
it
don't remember
talks
that.
because magic.
It did talk because magic. Oh, there was like a white bird that like led us to
You
our
talked
river.
Oh yeah.
Remember? And Florian was like, oh wait, no, was it you that?
It was one of us.
It was one of
We
us.
can both talk to animals.
Oh, that's nice.
We should probably
The
get
birds
going.
talk sometimes.
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 We should go. We should start walking.
Yep.
Okay. Lark doesn't have a lot to carry, so Lark will follow along.
Awesome. We start schmooving.
Okay.
Should I be leading? What's our survivals?
Yeah,
I got
+4.
6. I got +6.
I have a +3.
Well, fortunately, you could see which way is east because there's a sun.
This is sun.
So you also know that going into the woods will lead you west. So you don't have to make a survival check initially if it's your intent to cross through
Oh, yeah. All right. We're
the
just
woods
going.
and head west.
Great.
Okay, so you guys are traipsing along, and it's a nice weather. The woods have that cool kind of air blowing through them. Seems like a normal day in the forest. You see animals skittering about, insects, birds, that kind of thing. After walking for, a short time, you kind of come across a creek.
Any fish?
Yeah.
Any magic water that's gonna hit me?
Do you want to make an Arcana check?
I would love to.
There's no magic water.
Okay, I'm gonna still make
But
it.
there are fish. So if you want to try to acquire a fish, you could
Okay.
try to fish for them or hunt them.
I'm gonna take my sword.
Ahkum, wait.
That doesn't dull, right?
No, Ahkum.
I'm gonna like
Ahkum,
put it in
no.
one
What are you
hand.
doing?
Are you going to try to spear
I'm gonna
fish?
try to like stab the
Oh.
sword down and get a fish.
Okay. Go
You
ahead
can
and
just ask the
make a
fish.
roll.
Reckless attack.
Yes.
Advantage.
Fish don't want to
Yes.
be eaten though.
It's a 17 plus 5.
You know.
You spear a fish.
Ah!
It is literally enough for like a mild snack. But you did it.
Winnie, I've always known. You never lie to a fish.
Yeah, you never lie to
What?
fish.
You don't lie to
You
fish.
don't lie to fish.
Well, you can eat them. Eat them is fine.
Yeah, you can
don't
eat
lie
them,
to
but you
them.
don't lie to them. You don't say like, "Oh, I'm not gonna eat you," and then you kill the fish. You don't. You say, "I'm gonna eat you," and then you kill the fish and you eat them.
Yeah.
You don't lie.
All
to them.
right. If I ever talk to fish, I will keep that.
I
in mind.
point at the stream. I say, "I'm gonna kill you, fish," and then I'm trying to grab a fish.
Okay.
Guidance.
What do I roll for this?
Like an attack roll.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna use Dex for this.
Grapple.
That's good. I don't use guidance actually. 19.
You like spear hand in and you grab a fish.
I'm gonna bounce into like the river. I'm gonna grab a fish and I'm gonna bounce at it. It's still like.
Oh, see, if you don't lie to them,
Hold on. Thanks.
Yum.
Yeah, I think
Vermont sees you guys do that and fails.
I'm gonna
All
give,
four hands are just
I'm gonna give
thrusting in for
Vermont
fish.
the rest of my
The
fish.
fish are all scared away.
I give Vermont the part of my fish that Ahkum didn't eat the head off.
One gulp. It's like
Okay.
but is there like a big group of fish somewhere?
there were, yes.
I think we continued trekking.
We don't
on.
need. It's fine.
Okay, so marching order is. Are you
Yeah.
okay?
Me, Florian, Winny, or
Oh,
me,
Florian
Winny?
was in the front.
Florian's in the front.
I go in
Florian
the front. Yeah.
Okay.
I can.
I'll be in the middle.
All right, I'm in back then.
Lark,
Middle.
Vermont.
On Ahkum.
Near me.
On
Okay.
Ahkum.
On off.
Payback.
Okay, you then, I'm assuming, will cross the creek and
Yeah.
continue. Okay, you guys continue. You are walking for hours through the woods. Lunchtime rolls around. Make me a perception check as you are in the front.
All right. Do I still have the guidance? That's not terrible. That's a 14? Yes. It's a 14.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Florian trips and falls.
That's a 13.
You hear a crackling sound as Florian falls through the forest floor,
Oh,
or what you perceived was the forest
there he
floor.
goes.
And he tumbles down about 20 feet into a large underground sort of pit.
I'm using slow fall so I don't take any damage.
Okay.
Unless the damage is greater than 25, I think.
You land in a room. Now let me describe what I mean by this. You're fairly certain that this is not just like a pit to like trap people, because you look up and you see that there were like joists, like a roof. That's what you fell through. And the walls are actually like stones, like bricks.
It's built.
Yes, as if a room. Everything in here is completely covered in dirt and dust. It looks very, perhaps like you're the first person to have come into here and you're not even sure how long. The room has like a fireplace. It looks like dirt has seeped and stuff, over the years through what maybe was the chimney. But you see like a fireplace and like a little like built-in kind of shelving area, and you see very old like cooking ware and utensils, and sort of like a little kitchen area.
Right.
You see 3 very old-looking beds, which again, the bedding itself is long gone, but like the wood seems to be intact, like structurally intact. You see like a table and chairs. Yes, you guys are at the top
Now,
of this pit
is
looking
one of
in.
these beds too big, one too small, and one just right?
Damn it.
Is one of these chairs too big, one's too small, and one's just right?
The two of the beds are about the same size, and one looks like it's made for a smaller.
I'm gonna call upwards. It's like a room made of bricks.
And you do see like what you feel like was a window at one time, but it looks like the earth that surrounds this small building, like say the size of a cottage, had poured through there. So you see like there's like not a rock slide, but like dirt, that's poured in. You see what perhaps was a door that has collapsed and rotted over time, and dirt's kind of come through that.
It's like an underground house.
What?
Is there paper down there?
You can see down
Oh, right.
It's
there.
all
It's only about 15 feet down.
it's all pretty busted up.
I'm gonna tie some rope to a nearby tree and like rappel down slowly.
Okay.
All right.
Vermont just like backpacks onto you. Lark is like, I'll stay up here and keep watch because I'm an NPC. And then just slowly turns
Oh,
and
at
like
least
walks.
do the Irish accent. Come on.
Most of the Irish accent.
I'll stay up here and watch because I'm an NPC.
It's like
I think Winny's gonna look over. Ahkum, catch. I'm gonna jump.
I'll catch him.
Okay. Pretty easy. It's not.
That was more fun.
So you guys see this, what literally just looks like
I'm gonna search the cabinets for food.
a cottage.
you're searching the cabinets for food. This place is like really old.
I mean, yeah, there might be some stuff in here.
There is
Must be moldy.
very, very old, like literally petrified foodstuffs.
I'm gonna grab
You,
one.
you see a few. Actually, you see like a few jars, but whatever was in there is like mummified and dried out. Like it's not.
Pop it open.
Now,
Ahkum?
Ahkum, my mama didn't give me many rules. You're not supposed to eat the moldy things,
What's
though.
it smell like?
You can sniff them though.
You can sniff them, though.
At this point, it's beyond what it probably you assume was covered in mold at one point, and then even that died.
So there's
This place
Does this
is like it's
classify-
been here for a long time.
as food.
No.
Rules is written.
Is this raw? Is this raw? you
Yes, sure.
It does. I cast purify food and drink.
Okay.
I hate
It seems to be some kind of fruit preserve.
Okay. Take a finger and scoop some out.
Do you have to cast that as a ritual?
No, I have a spell slot. I think.
Wait for spelling the shit?
I think so.
Oh, you have a ritual caster.
Yeah. I'm gonna taste it.
It tastes like a fruit preserve. You're not really sure distinctly what fruit. Doesn't taste like any fruit that you've had, though.
Gonna put a top back on it and hang it from my belt.
Okay.
It's good. I think it'll go
ancient.
well with like mushrooms.
You did magic on it. It's fine.
Oh, okay, fine.
As I said,
magic.
there's like a
Sure.
table, chairs, like a kitchen area, 2 like full-size beds, a smaller bed.
I'm gonna look around for trinkets.
There's so as you if you want to kind of start looking around,
Yes.
it looks like there's like a very humble, basic like wooden armoire, kind of like a closet, and you see again covered in dust. There's just clothing that looks like it is just fallen apart. And you notice that there's something towards the bottom of this armoire, and you like lean forward, and it looks like a very old book, like it's leather bound.
Ooh.
You see that there's paper. The paper looks very yellowed
Paper.
and aged,
Yummy paper.
and there is.
Can you read?
There is a stamp. You know how like leather can be stamped? There's like a stamped symbol on the cover of this.
Do I recognize it at all?
Josh, did you
Make
have
a history
you have a
check.
book? Your rituals are in a book.
9.
You can put more rituals in that
guidance.
book. Ahkum has a book?
10.
It's his axe.
You do not recognize this symbol.
Can I take a look at it?
I'm gonna
Sure.
like pick the book up gently.
What is it? I'm just gonna stare at it. Is it anything I recognize?
It looks like a leather-bound book, and it has a symbol on the front of it, like
Florian.
embossed. It's actually about that many pages, maybe half the pages of a player's handbook.
I will try to recognize what it is.
Sure. You can make a history check.
16.
Oh.
I rolled a 17.
Based.
You do not recognize this symbol.
Can I take a look at it?
Sure.
Open the.
I don't know.
That's fair. I'm gonna like set the book down on the table. What'd you
Okay.
get?
11.
Oh,
Don't recognize the symbol. So you
No.
set the book down on the table.
I'm gonna open it.
All right.
First page.
I think we're all like huddled around.
Yeah.
Just going,
The paper is again like almost like a saltine cracker. It's very brittle.
fine wine,
Um,
aged.
But you see that the leather cover has perhaps helped to protect it, and also being in that armoire and not being exposed to the moisture and dampness that kind of poured through the door and the chimney and the fireplace and the window.
well, this is happening.
I also have the mending cantrip if there's any big cracks in the
Well, this is happening because this place has to be really dusty, right? There's dust everywhere. It's annoying.
Yes.
Kind of clogs up. I'm gonna try to use my wind ring to push the dust back up the shaft by just going making a circle around me.
Okay.
I don't know how this happens.
Lark standing outside the hole, getting blasted by a big cloud of dust.
Florian logic dictates that if he has a wind magic ring, then surely he can use it to make dust go away.
Of course.
So a little bit of wind.
I think I'm like trying to blow with the ring on to try to like push the dust.
Roll percentile dice.
Okay. I'm gonna like summon a hurricane. 57.
You're like, nothing happens.
Aw.
You look at the first page. It is the ink is intact, but whatever this writing is not something that you are familiar with.
Can I
have-
take a look at it?
Sure, you're standing at the table.
Does it match the inscriptions on my sword?
No,
No. It's a different language.
it's a different script. Yeah. You carefully flip through a few other pages. You notice that this script is consistent throughout this volume.
Give me a second. I need to read what a certain spell does.
Is it
Tongues
comprehend
lets you
language?
read.
Tongues lets me read?
I think comprehend languages.
Comprehend
lets you
languages?
read.
I feel like
tongues is people can understand what you're
I
saying.
will demand that you clarify that for
Yeah.
certain in the book.
I am going
I'm trying to find it. I can't find T.
T.
Okay,
I
it's
hate where
tongues.
T is in the alphabet. Unironically.
Speak any spoken language, yeah.
It shouldn't be
Do you have
there.
comprehend languages?
No.
God. What if that clerics had it? Oh.
What's a ritual caster doing you good
Is it ritual?
for? Yeah, it's a ritual.
is.
You could have taken it.
Could have taken.
If you find a wizard book that has
Ahkum.
comprehend languages, you can copy it down. Oh my god. You can.
Silly.
Mr. Allen.
Well, you know who doesn't have Eyes of the Rune Keeper? Your Warlock.
Great.
Which bad warlock right there.
Bad
I'm gonna
warlock.
sit
Like
down
cat-
in front of the book.
Bad
I'm gonna
warlock.
take my axe, and I'm going to cast detect magic
Ooh.
by reading some carvings off of my axe that I wrote down a while ago.
Intriguing.
He
Okay,
has to spend 10 minutes
game on.
reading that.
What is the
do that too.
radius of this spell?
Ooh.
Everything lights up.
Because this cottage is really not big. It's like a 20 by 20 room.
He does have to cast it as a ritual spell, which is really fun.
I'll save you the time. Do you take the time to cast it as a ritual spell?
I have to.
Yes.
Now hear me out.
I'm imagining
While you're
Ahkum
doing
taking
that, what are you doing?
me?
Your wind breath doesn't seem to be having any impact.
Well, I think Florian, he's gonna like just go around the room, look for anything more interesting, look under the beds, look in the rest of like the cupboards.
Okay.
that
Under
kind
the
of thing.
beds, you find some shoes. You find that the shoes made of leather are pretty much cracked and rotten. They look like they're made for humanoid feet.
I was gonna just eat in them, but they're rotten, so it doesn't work.
Oh, yeah,
And there's
leather.
another smaller pair of shoes that looks like it's perhaps for a smaller humanoid.
I wish
Shoes are
that they
crazy.
Made, yeah, I wish they made shoes for us.
I mean, we have like a yes.
No, but like everyone
I don't
else
like
has
shoes.
everyone
I don't
else
like
gets
'em.
shoes.
Ahkum, does Ahkum have shoes?
No.
Well, like it's like Satyr's Paragon and then Leonin. They don't get shoes. Everyone else gets shoes.
Lark gets shoes.
Lark gets shoes. Why don't we get shoes?
I like kicking people with
I don't
hooves
like
more.
shoes.
That's fair. I'm just saying they should still make them in case I ever want to wear shoes.
So, can I try to like identify if this place was shoved underground magically, or if this is like just a naturally occurring thing that happened over years and years and years and years? Like, does this look progressive? Like this just happened over time, or does this look like it was just?
Couldn't pay the mortgage. House gets sent to the other world.
That is a fantastic question.
I could have tried to identify this by like looking at like the dirt on outside the window.
I will
Like-
let you make an investigation check.
Oh fuck! What do I got? Bad. 18.
Okay. You are going to take some time. You're looking at kind of all of the patterns related to this.
Florian's looking out at the like submerged window. He's like,
Smash cut back to you. You finish your ritual.
Detect magic. One action, self, concentration up to 10 minutes. Sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in that area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. Can penetrate some whatever with like. very
You sense
specific-
no magic
no magic.
at all.
None at all.
Smash cut back to you. You feel like this was a cottage that was built to be above ground. You're fairly certain that this doesn't look like it was like magically put here, because if it were magically put here, why would the door have caved in, and why would there be dirt pouring in through the window? Why would there be dirt and stuff and seepage from the chimney? You do realize, though, that the roof doesn't look like it was broken before you walked over it. And there really wasn't more than like a couple feet of dirt above this. So it's not like you don't get the sense that it was intentionally put here.
I think someone just built this house a while ago. It's just really, really old. Like
Look at the ceiling.
a lot of dirt just came in here. You know, dirt.
The wood is
that
old, right?
Decides to come over.
Kind of in the area that we just fell through. Are there any marks on the wood at all that look fairly recent? Like someone might have somehow gotten in here and like weakened the roof for someone to walk over it and fall in.
No.
No.
You don't see marks on the ceiling.
I'm looking for trinkets.
You don't find any.
No trinkets.
Not even silverware.
Someone took the silverware.
Aw. All right.
All right. Well,
There's no magic at all in this place.
I think this is an interesting spot.
Oh, do we want to take the book to Sibylla?
Sure.
We should.
Great
Yeah.
idea.
Because we're in the fall. Yeah, we could take it. She reads. She had a lot of books.
She definitely reads.
She's smart. We're not.
The smartest.
Yeah.
We can give it to her as like a thank
As
you
a-
for
yeah.
like help like. She lended me a bunch of like basket making materials. It was great. That's
nice.
why I have my basket.
How do we get to her house again?
Do me a favor and make me a roll for Lark. Let me see. Lark has a +3 to investigation.
20.
20.
Unnatural for Lark.
So Lark shouts down and she's like, I found something.
What?
What did you find, Lark? Describe it in detail.
She says, I thought it might have been like an old well that had been filled up with dirt. She says, but it's more square. She says, I think it's like the top of a chimney.
Oh yeah, we're in a house down here.
I found the bottom of the chimney.
Yeah, we found the bottom.
I'm gonna
1 second, I'm gonna try something.
jump like
no.
the rope's still there, so I'm gonna leap
I
up.
take the book. Oh,
I'll take the book.
okay, there you go.
I'm gonna like leap up. I go a lot of feet upwards. Wait, what's the standing jump? Is it? It's whatever it normally is plus 6 feet.
Dear Lord.
Because Florian goes.
He goes. He flies.
Yeah, he's hopping up there, and he's
Oh,
gonna.
I forgot we have that goofy little leap thing.
Mirthful leaps is so funny.
Did I write that down?
It's 1d8.
It's a D8. Oh my god, I need to like
It's so
remember
funny.
that.
I'm gonna go over to the chimney that Lark has pointed out.
Okay, you get
I
up
have
there.
an idea. I want to like stomp all the dirt out, see what happens.
Yeah. Hold on, I have an idea as well. I'm gonna use dirt ring again. And I want to try to like just grab a ton of dirt from the chimney, just keep shoveling it out into the house to kind of empty it out.
Make a percentile roll.
Come on, get the 100.
I believe in you.
60.
60?
Exactly.
Nothing's doing anything to it.
Aw.
I'll do it by hand then. I'm just gonna
Okay.
dig the dirt out by hand.
All right.
Florian's at the top of the chimney.
It's-
He's just going.
You
stomping
sense
on
that
it.
it's not just dirt. It's like leaves and mulch and stuff. You get to the top, and it's kind of a similar thing where like the crown of this chimney looks like dirt and leaves, and over time just built up around all this.
Actually, I have a better idea.
And
Florian has experienced a thought.
Oh,
It's rare.
his one thought of the week?
Are there like other submerged buildings around this area that I can try to deduce? Like any other chimneys just barely poking up?
make a nature roll.
Yes, I'm fine at nature. Oh! That's a nat 20 for 22.
Okay, so you start to think about this, and you're up on the surface with Lark, and that's when you notice something strange. The big trees that are in this area
Of course.
Big trees.
are spaced out. Like you're standing in an area where it's kind of spaced out. And then there's a few trees. And then there's another kind of clearing. Now when I say clearing, I don't mean like nothing is growing there. I'm just saying that there aren't any big trees. The other thing, more importantly, that you notice is that usually when you see big trees, you see their root systems. Like, you're at the base of the tree at ground level. You're looking at trees and the dirt goes up to it, and you don't see roots. Like implying that maybe somehow dirt filled in this area, and that the actual ground level where the roots would come off the base of the tree might be far below.
I'm gonna
So I'm going to call this episode Archaeology 101, kids.
So it looks like this whole area is just covered in dirt.
There's more?
All these
There's
trees,
more?
they start growing like down.
Huh.
Where I'm walking right
Wait,
now.
Ahkum, go up the rope.
I'm going up.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Alright, so
So you see, I'm pointing at the tree. You see, that didn't start growing in this spot, you know?
yeah.
Jump on, you're heavy. Jump on like the clearings.
I'm gonna go like to the middle of the clearings and just like start stomping and jumping around.
Yeah, you're big.
He's big.
How much time do you guys want to do this?
An hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So within an hour, you
come like
find two
Rages and
more similar situations.
Okay.
Yar.
Sometimes it's more than just stomping. Sometimes you have to dig a little bit. But you find two more, essentially like buildings
Other
that were
artifacts that we can find.
just
in here.
swallowed up.
Our party just got ADHD'd so hard.
The
off
buildings, I
track.
will
It's
say, the
like-
buildings are similar. Like, it's not like you find, like, we found the treasure hoard of the ancient king. No, they're like cottages, right? And some of them, the cave-ins were more impactful to where, like, whole walls caved in. Like, with dirt pouring in kind of thing. But they're all roughly the same stone, like,
Houses meant to hold, like, to live in, not for like any other purpose, right?
yes. These all look like, all three of them that you've discovered seem to be like cottages.
We find similar books or like
Let's have
artifacts
some
inside.
investigation rolls now.
Okay.
Can I
perception.
I'll
roll?
roll for Larky Lark.
Can I roll one for
Oh,
book,
that's
one
good.
for trinkets?
16.
6.
The book that you found already?
No. Can I roll for books and then roll for trinkets?
No.
No.
6.
Okay,
16.
great.
Hey,
I-
big man Ahkum over here.
You know me.
Hand me that player's handbook, would you?
I rolled a 9 for
I do still have my. Oh no, I don't.
No, you
9
lost
for
the
trinkets.
trinkets.
In trinketing.
Box for my trinkets.
What's my trinket?
For each of these houses, I will spend 10 minutes inside looking around for magic.
Okay,
I can just cast detect
But
magic.
it's only lasts 10 minutes, you see.
Okay.
Spellslot conservation is
You-
important.
are about to find some things. So you had the highest roll,
Yeah,
and
16.
so did Lark. Go ahead and roll percentile.
It's going to be a 14.
Okay. Oh. Sometimes fate works in mysterious ways.
What does that mean?
That's horrifying. Huh?
Holy shit. Holy shit.
In one of the cottages,
Fine boom.
in an armoire, behind a bunch of dilapidated clothing, you find an egg.
What?
You find a big egg.
What?
Now it looks, to be fair, like it is stone at this point. Like it's clearly petrified from age. But it has a sort of symmetry to it because it has scales that surround all of it.
Did you find breakfast again?
What's that?
Huh.
Ahkum, don't
Do
try.
lizards live in the forest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big?
I've seen one this big before.
I've seen a few big ones.
Yeah.
Not too many.
Found an egg.
Does it have actual scales on the outside?
Do I know what kind of creature this
I don't know what this
egg
is.
belongs to?
Sure, you can make an Arcana check.
Can I also
Arcana.
check?
Can I also make one?
Sure.
When are you giving guidance
Rolling
to
dice,
anyone?
why not?
That is going to be an
My
18.
Arcana's the best. Just like, that's gonna be a 15.
0.
You said that with a lot of confidence.
All right, neither of you have ever seen a dragon egg, but you feel like this could be one.
Ooh.
But it
Sabella
definitely
like this too.
Was that ostrich?
definitely doesn't look
Dragon.
like it looks petrified.
What? No.
It kind of
Is it magical?
Ooh.
no.
No?
Okay, roll again.
Oh.
Keep your percentile dice out.
57?
Trinkets.
You find a rolled up parchment, and it has sketches and drawings on it, and it looks like a map.
To the buried treasure.
Can I read it at all? And is it in the language of my sword, or is it
So
matching
it
the
is
book?
not in the language of your sword, but it is.
Book language.
It's has a similar script to that book. You see on this map that there's like basically like a continent. That's what it looks like, right? Like,
Does it match where
and
I
then it
go
has
in the world?
like mountains in the middle, and then it has like a lake, and it has like some rivers and another lake, and
I think we should take all this to Sabella.
I think Sabella is
Yeah.
smarter than us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, last roll.
Come on, get that 100.
Come on.
66.
That's the second that we've got
Yeah, you
that.
rolled a second 66.
You find a small bone sculpture.
What kind of bone and of what?
It's some kind of animal bone, you're not really sure. The sculpture is a depiction of like a small, like, you assume it's a male head because it's either that or it's Thanos, but it's basically like a head. It's the Moy. With like a large chin that's carved with vertical lines that you assume is like
The
a
Moy?
Like,
that you assume is like a beard.
okay.
So like a bearded head.
Bald?
No.
No.
Like kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
vertical lines on the head, vertical lines on the face,
Looks like Bill
a beard.
Allen.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Weird. I'm gonna add this to my, I guess, new trinket bag.
Indeed. What was your roll?
Oh, for
Investigation?
Got a 0.
I got a 0 on the Arcana check.
Oh,
For investigation, I got a 5.
What was your roll?
15.
Okay, you can go ahead and roll.
What are my d10s? I believe. That's a 22. It's a good number. Ow.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
my trinkets.
You also find a statue, but not made of bone, made of wood.
Ooh.
More edible.
And
Yeah.
it looks like a humanoid, but with a tail.
Okay.
And instead of feet, it just has like pegs, almost like you. Like it has like hooves.
Little Satyr statue. Mini me.
No, it has a long tail
Oh.
and it has horns.
Dragonborn.
I think it's a devil.
Devil?
Oh yeah, devil with hooves and
Oh,
horns, right?
all right, yeah.
You know how like
know
sometimes
what a devil
old,
is.
really old things that have been painted, like even though the paint's gone, you could kind of see that it looks like it was painted at some point.
Red or
No.
color?
Maybe kind of like a light color, like a white or a silver.
How do I know what a devil?
How do you know? Oh, never mind.
What?
I'm gonna call him Rupert. I'm gonna put Rupert. I'm gonna carry him around with me.
What is your second roll?
My second roll?
Rupert.
39.
You find a glass vial.
Ooh. Just a glass vial?
There's nothing in it. It has a stopper on it though, but you
Not
don't
yet.
see any liquid in it.
Florian is trinketless.
I'm gonna like pop the cork.
Okay, it smells very like pungent in a good way, like it kind of like wakes you up almost. It has sort of like a bright
Perfume.
flowery smell.
Like perfume?
Yes, perhaps. Though there's no liquid in
I'm
there.
not gonna drink it. I'm not gonna drink it.
There's no liquid
Oh, there's
in
no
there.
liquid in there?
No.
Inhale.
I sniff it.
It smells very strong.
Awesome. I'm gonna cork it again.
All right.
All right, you failed your roll,
I got a
but
6.
you should probably roll for Lark
Oh, okay.
because Lark succeeded. So roll percentile.
Go get him, Lark. 71.
You find a piece of parchment. It has drawings on it. It has a pattern of drawings, actually. It has these lines, and then another row of lines, and then another row of lines. And there are little dots and lines and kind of things drawn between the dots, and they're all in different positions.
Does Florian know how to read music? He has
Does
proficiency
Florian
in
have
panpipes.
proficiency?
He has proficiency in panpipes.
Okay, then yes, this looks like some kind of musical notation, but you don't actually, it doesn't look like something that you're sure, you know how like music's written in certain
yeah.
keys and for instrumentation? you're not really sure what instrument this would be written for.
Can I play it on the spoons?
Can Ahkum try to sing it?
No, he can't.
Ahkum.
I mean, the problem is that even if you're literate in music, it's written for an instrument that none of you know.
More things to bring to
try?
Sabella.
We can bring it to Sabella.
Again,
This Sabella has
Sure,
like a
you-
grand,
You
grand
mess around
plant
with
piano.
trying to sing it.
bellowing.
Yep.
Nothing.
She has an organ.
Sabella has a plant organ.
Yeah, she does. It's an orchid.
The beating heart.
What did we
It
find?
is mid-afternoon. You have spent hours doing archaeology.
This was fun.
When it gets so late.
Oh,
I'm
It was like morning just before this.
it's fine. It's fine.
What do I do with this egg?
We're gonna bring it to Sabella.
You know, I'm gonna put it in my basket for now.
That's a good idea. I might
feel like
fall
Ver-
and break
I
it.
feel like Vermont's gonna eat it.
That too.
Maybe. How do we find her again?
We just.
She led us through some weird
That's
trees.
fair. Oh, I could send her a sending spell with my shield.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want me to do that now?
Sure.
Little pit stop.
Yeah.
All right.
I think, if anything, we can just give her the stuff we don't want. I don't
fair.
feel great carrying around an egg. That might.
Yeah.
How hard is it? Does it seem easy to break?
No,
Okay.
I think
it's
you're fine.
like calcified. It's stone,
yeah.
basically.
Oh, yeah, it's stone. Okay.
I'm gonna cast sending to Sabella through my shield. Hi, Sabella. We're in the forest right now,
She knows that.
and we have some stuff we want to give you. How do we get to your house?
That's 25.
25 words.
I think my, this is off topic. I think my favorite new monster, because they made a monster in the Spelljammer book
Yeah.
called a Zodar,
Yeah.
and it can speak exactly 3 times ever.
Shit, that's really funny, actually.
And it can cast the wish spell, but once it casts it, it immediately dies.
I think that's really funny, actually.
But it's so funny because whenever it's the 3 times it speaks, it can only do 25-word limit. So I'm imagining this is like the party, like in an adventure setting. The party has they finally get the Zodar to speak, and the DM just goes, hello. He just starts counting on his fingers.
V1.
Okay, so here's the response that you get. Stay in one spot, make music or sing songs, and I will find you.
Okay, so
I
we
heard
have
jam
to
out.
And follow my guide.
Follow her guide. Jam out, but when we find her guide, we gotta follow him.
Hey,
All right.
I take out my spoons. and my
Vermont, do you know how to
bells.
play any instruments?
Vermont looks at you, and then he puts out one hand like he's waiting for you to give him something,
I'm
and
gonna
then with the other 2 he slaps you across the head.
I'm gonna hand Vermont a stick that's covered in bells. You can play that. Yeah, look at him.
He's
Ahkum's gonna go over.
he's like,
Yeah, tambourines are fun.
This is
Can I get
great.
over to a piece of hollow ground, like one of the house roofs, and just start slapping the ground like drums?
okay.
Ahkum should Mongolian throat sing, actually.
I'm playing the spoons.
I got my.
All right, everybody make a performance check.
We have proficiency in that, right?
Yeah,
For
they're
free.
satyrs. Ahkum, I'm gonna give you guidance.
Thank you.
Oh shit, no.
Okay, Lark does a not too terrible job.
Performance will be a solid 8.
23.
Because I get to play
19.
Lark as an NPC, Lark begins Irish dancing. Ha ha.
Lark can play the lute.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Lark plays the lute while Irish dancing.
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah.
That's a 19.
23.
Florian is also doing a little hop and a skip around.
You guys are playing music and kind of having fun for almost like 45 minutes. It's like
Jam session.
First grade class.
We make an album.
it is a fair amount of time. And then you hear like some like a horse coming through the woods towards you guys.
6 feet.
From where?
From like north and west.
Northwest,
Stop drumming because
perhaps?
I'm a little behind on
And
tempo
then bursting through and over like a dead tree, you see a centaur just vault through.
Whoa.
Hey,
Hey.
Hi.
And he stops and he says,
What's he look like?
so he's like, you feel like he's kind of like an old centaur. He might be like the oldest centaur that you've ever seen. Like he has like just gray and white hair and a big bushy like beard, and he's like, Sabella has sent me for you to find you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's us.
You seem tired. Do you want a piece of paper?
No,
Okay.
he says, and he actually reaches behind him and pulls out like a water skin and just like chugs the water skin, and then he slings that and he says, please follow me.
All right,
All right.
What's your name?
I am Crispin.
Crispin?
Chris, I'm
All
writing
right.
that down.
I'm gonna call you Chris.
As you wish.
Cool.
And he kind of starts walking and sort of weaving between the trees, kind of leading you guys back in the direction that he was coming from.
I'm not sure if I'm. How fast is he?
He's not running. He would. Are you kidding me? He would like leave you guys in the dust.
Are you sure?
Well, all right, maybe not you. Because
Are you sure about that?
I have.
he is not running. And
Okay.
and he looks pretty happy about having to not run.
Yeah.
He's like, he finally catches his breath. He like drinks more from his water skin. At a certain point, like there's another, little creek. He stops and like refills his water skin, gets a drink, and then he continues on leading you guys. He says, what brought you, at some point, just conversationally, he's like, what brought you to the forest?
Well, we're trying to go to the mountains, but we found a bunch of stuff that we know Sibylla might know something about. And, she's been nice to us before, so we were thinking of giving it to her. There's a lot of pretty strange things.
Oh, I also want to ask her about my orb.
Those two, those
Yep.
are weird.
Those are weird.
She's smart, and we're not very smart.
She is wise indeed. And then he continues to lead you guys. And you pass through an area where there's a lot of flowers, just fields of flowers. And then past that area over another creek. And then you get to this clearing that you sort of recognize, and you see the epic multi-rooted tree trunk treehouse tower.
I'm
right?
definitely picking up a few of the flowers as we're going.
The centaur, Crispin, leads you across this field, and he says, and he like points up.
Thanks.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Farewell.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
kind of
Bye.
turns and
Awfully
sort
serious.
of goes through.
That's fine. He's
Okay.
he has a job.
That's
After
fair.
a little bit, he kind of disappears back into the forest.
We have a job.
You see the, as you remember, the sort of like magically twisted and bent branches that create sort of like a spiral stairwell. And you follow those up until you get up into the canopy and you get to that initial like first kind of landing foyer area. And you were greeted by a wondrous smell of some kind of like soup that seems to be simmering. Like it's just like spices and herbs, and just it smells fantastic. And you see Sibylla, she is wearing just like a comfortable sort of robe, and she turns and sees you, and she's like,
Hi.
welcome,
Hi.
my friends.
I have an egg.
I think I have the egg.
You have we have an egg.
And a book and weird magic things.
We found like a naturally buried town.
Come, but there will be time for your stories. Come,
All right.
you have traveled. Certainly you are hungry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She goes over and you see she like mage hands this ladle and starts putting soup into these like
It's another
bowls.
magic hand.
And within a few minutes, you guys are seated around her table and just heaping bowls of soup, just filled with like good vegetables and just a little, spices and stuff. And once you guys have eaten, she offers you some mead, like actual like honey, derived from honey mead, and it's sweet. And
I think Florian tries to drink it and just goes,
Never had sugar before.
And in short order, after, having a meal, she says, "Now, tell me, you were to go to the coast.
Yeah.
We're coming back
We
from
did that.
Did you find Nerostema?"
We did.
We helped save it from an attack. From
Ocean bugs.
ocean bugs.
Yeah, ocean bugs.
She seems alarmed at this. She's like, "Describe them."
They were big and ugly, and we killed them.
One of them had like a lot of tentacles with
Yeah.
like barbs on them.
They were
and
kind of like.
and it had like a really long snake body,
were
and
like-
it shot out of a sewer grate and grabbed me. It was really scary. There was like,
They were like kind of like. There were like little crab ones, then big crab
some of them
ones.
kind of looked like people,
Some of them kind of looked like people.
but like they had like bug
When you mention
features.
this, she says, "People like humanoids."
Yeah,
Yeah.
like and then
But they looked
humans
more bug.
and,
They had like bug.
Yeah, it was like they were like.
Corrupted.
Yeah, like in that book Pirates of the Caribbean, where it's like, where there's those people on that boat. And
You have disadvantage on your next roll.
I've never read a book in my life.
I know, but it's misery.
She seems like curious about this, and you notice that as you're talking, she's like, "Please continue," and she goes over her shelves. She pulls out, takes a moment to like locate this thing, and it's a leather-bound journal, and she brings it back to the table and like dips her quill in some ink and finds an open page and begins like writing what you guys are telling her.
Yeah, I mean that's about it. They just kind of looked like they were getting turned into ocean
We had
monsters.
big golem friends.
Oh yeah.
Who's Gnog?
Before you say that, make a perception check.
I'll take the disadvantage.
What?
I'm disadvantaged on our next roll.
Oh,
I'm taking it.
Well, yeah, I'm taking it.
Mr. Allen, I have for you a 6.
I offer you an 8.
9.
Okay, so she's writing this, you're describing this, and then you blurt out, "Who's
Who's
gonna?"
Gnog?
You explode.
She says, I do not know. What is that name?"
Oh, he's on my sword.
She looks at the sword and time for a Sibylla check.
Oh,
Girl boss check.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Rolled a
good.
19.
That's good.
Girl boss
Plus,
check.
probably some ridiculous number, like
22.
12.
Yeah.
Sibylla's like, "I know that ore, that alloy."
Oh.
She says that alloy, I know it.
what is it?
It is, I do not know its name here, but it is not of Chamenos.
What's it named somewhere else?
Can we give it a name?
She says, I know it, and I know that it can be used for many things, for weapons, for armor, but it does not weather like other materials.
Yeah.
And because of that, it has also been used for certain magical rituals.
Like,
She says, "Where I come from,"
wait, you're not from here?
she pauses. She says, "Where I came from before coming here to the forest." It was used as a marker, a waypoint, so that one could find a place and know where they were, because it would not rust
Yeah.
or deteriorate or erode like stone or other metals. These waypoints were far beyond, or far before my lifespan or the lifespan of any of my kin, so no one really knew who made them.
And you pulled it out of the rock.
You
No.
You
No?
found that blade where?
It was a dead guy.
No.
No, it was a dead guy, and I put it in the rock, and then the stuff came off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember now. I remember now. My bad.
Yeah, I wasn't there when you got this sword, but I do remember you put it in a bunch of rocks, and then a bunch of stone guys came to life.
We had like a bunch of stone golems to help us on the coast.
They rolled.
They rolled. They did.
I liked the roll.
Did they have names?
How did you manage that?
Ahkum
Well, I
kind of.
put the sword on the stone, and then I yelled Gnog.
It was like a big
5
circle.
times.
Yeah.
It was really loud.
Yeah,
We
he
were-
was like screaming, and we were all like, "Oh, is Ahkum going crazy?"
She says, "How do you know this name, though?"
Oh, it just came to me. Like, you know when something just pops in your head?
She like writes
I've
down
heard
some more
it's
notes.
called an idea or a thought.
She writes down some more notes, and she says, and so with this coalition of stone creatures, you
Yeah.
were able to help defend Neurostema?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch of stuff for it.
I got a ring. I got
got
a
a
little
ring.
rock ring.
She says, she's like, whoa,
is
what
this?
do you mean you got?
The
Well, they gave us
the
some
big
cool stuff.
priestess gave us these
As like a thank
as
you.
a thanks for helping.
A priestess of...
Water? What was their
water?
name again?
There was like this is wrong, like the damp bishop or something. I remember.
Close.
Damp.
The crowned bishop.
There we go.
well,
That's the one.
damp
She
crowned.
says, a gift from the crowned bishop.
Yeah.
Did you meet the crowned bishop?
No, we
No.
met his like
Herald?
herald attendant. Something.
I see. And so this priestess gave you these gifts on behalf of the crowned bishop?
Yeah.
Who is the crown bishop? Is he just like?
He lives in water, I think.
She says, it is difficult to explain the hierarchy of Neurostema. It could be construed as contradictory. The Tritons of Neurostema and the residents and peoples of that region are largely of good intent and goodwill towards each other and others. The crowned bishop, however, is not a Triton. And perhaps does not always act with goodwill. It is for this reason that I am concerned about these gifts.
What is this?
Yeah, it did weird things, right?
Yeah, I have this
It
orb.
made our breakfast run away.
Didn't make breakfast run away.
I mean, the breakfast is pretty. It's like a.
You hold that up.
Yep.
She literally falls backwards out of her chair, like falls onto the ground and like begins backing away from you.
I'll put it away.
And she's like, where did you get that?
In a box, but the priest lady gave me because
What's happening?
I already had rings on all my fingers and I didn't want a new one, and I thought it looked cool. The orb.
What's happening?
You could tell, like, you've never seen her act anything other than calm. And this is not, you could tell that there's something about what she saw.
I was gonna ask you about this in like a quieter setting, but I guess this is a good
I don't know what it is. It looks like a rock.
It does look like a rock.
She says, were all of you given one of those?
No, I had a
We
ring.
have rings.
They just got rings.
You see she looks at the rings and you hear, like,
made
you
me
see
float.
that she's casting a spell.
It
She's
made
like,
me float. Like I went up. And you did
I
rocks.
can throw dirt sometimes.
You can always throw
Lark
dirt,
was
Ahkum.
like,
Ahkum, you can always throw dirt.
Yeah.
You see that she completes casting this spell and she's looking at the rings that you're holding up, and like gestures to Lark, and Lark like shows her the ring. She looks at each of those and she says, "Curious that the crowned bishop would have provided you with such treasures, both wondrous and dangerous.
This crown bishop fella.
Have you come to know them?"
Is she still like on the floor?
No, she's gotten up.
Okay.
You put it away, right?
Yeah.
I'm putting
Okay.
the chair back up, but she fell out.
She comes. She's standing now behind the chair.
Yeah,
but
I'm still
she's
putting the chair
talking to
back
you
up.
and Lark, and she says, "You have not yet learned their aptitudes or their secrets."
Not really,
I don't think
no.
so. I know this one makes me float,
I think I
and
know
it's
how
kind
to
of
use
hard
the
to
orb
use.
thingy.
Like I can't use it all the time. I think if I blow through it, it does stuff. Ahkum, your ring like attracted dirt?
Kind of. Earth ground. That kind of stuff.
Earth ground.
Rocks. Yeah, I like rocks.
Well, I think I know how to use the orb thingy.
What's it do?
Well, I made breakfast dance and then accidentally run away.
Isn't
Sorry.
Isn't it dead?
She
It
says,
was.
"Each of your rings can enhance magic related to the element that you are manipulating.
Ah. That's cool.
But if you are not in command of the knowledge related to that element, it can also be very dangerous
That's not good.
and very unpredictable, with effects that are often not intended."
That doesn't sound great.
So what does the orb do again?
She looks at you now, and you notice her demeanor changes. Very abrupt. Like she was speaking to you in a kind of like explaining sort of way with like you guys and Lark. She turns to Winny and she says, "Do not touch that. Do not touch it with your flesh.
Oh.
Do not seek to wield it. It can only be used for great evil."
Do you want to go back to Nero's statement? Just
I
go,
mean, I made
take
like
this. Take this back. I don't want it.
a zombie dance. I don't know.
Her eyes open wide, her eyebrows rise up. She says, "You made a zombie?"
No. So Ahkum like killed this like weird. What was it called again, Florian?
Breakfast.
Periton.
A periton, right? And I was on watch, and I was trying to like attune to it or whatever, and then it just kind of like got up, and then I was like, "Oh, that's fun." Well, I was like a little scared, but I was like, "Huh." And then I told it to dance, and it danced, and then it walked away. And then I had this weird dream where there was
It
like
was dead.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
And you animated this corpse.
Not intentionally, no. I didn't really tell it to do anything. It just kind of like got up and on its own accord. And then I fell asleep and I had this weird dream where there was like a eclipse going on and there was like a giant thing flying at me. That's a 19.
It's a good roll.
Yeah. And you look very alarmed all of a sudden.
Winnie, you're saying a lot of alarming stuff. I don't know what any
She
of that
says,
Trying
"You
not to.
has it spoken to you in
Someone-
your mind?"
Someone was telling me to wake up when I was like dreaming.
Did the orb whisper to you?
I mean, it was more of like a mutter, but yeah, it talked a little bit.
Did it speak names?
No, it just said to wake up.
She sits back. You could tell like relief
Is
comes
it,
over her.
What
and
happens when it
her
speaks
posture like calms. She says,
names?
"It is getting late. You should all rest."
That's not an answer.
We have more things.
So
I put a dragon egg on the table.
I put an ancient book on the table.
I put the other ancient book on the
She's
table.
like incredulous. She's like, "These two came from the crown
map.
bishop?"
No,
Oh,
these
no.
are from the buried town we found in the woods.
On the way here.
And we didn't know what they did. So we were like, oh, Sibyl will know.
Yeah.
And Apparently that's a dragon egg. I don't think it's a dragon egg still. I think
it is. Well, it's got scales on it. Scales mean dragons.
She looks at the dragon egg and she says, she points to the book, and she looks at it. She very
Are we putting,
carefully
like, all the
opens it.
trinkets that we got on the table?
Go ahead and
So-
make perception checks.
18.
10.
21.
So, as Sibylla takes the book that you guys found, and she opens it, you notice something. You notice that script that is in the book that you found is the same that she was writing in her journal.
Oh, is this like your diary? Did we find your old diary?
And that's where we'll end this episode of D&D with High School Students.
Dear diary, I have a
Thank
crush
you for
on
tuning
the
in
mountain
to this
guy.
silliness and for supporting us. We will see you next time. Peace out. Bye-bye.
Well, hello, and welcome to Bill Allen World. I am Wizzy, the Wizard. I'm back once again to remind you to subscribe and click on the notifications button, and also watch videos that are over there. Tune in to the next episode of whatever show you were just watching, and watch other shows featuring Bill. He made me say that, because he's a narcissist. Okay, bye.